There are a lot of changes that are happening in business that are affecting us here in business schools. I think one of the most obvious changes that's happening right now is the relationship between businesses and society. And so we have always had a Center for Social Enterprise, but in the past, they've been very specific students and very specific types of organizations. Now what you're seeing are deep courses, elective courses on business and society. You're seeing students who want to work in social enterprise and also students who want to work on corporate social responsibility within traditional organizations. And you're seeing us define value differently. So it used to just be shareholder value, now it's shareholder value and many other ways to provide value for stakeholders across the board. I will say that I think that Goizueta has a special place in how we help transform leaders along those lines, being more responsible citizens, more responsible leaders, more principled in their leadership, because we are such a high-touch institution. And so our leadership programming is really focused on not just the academic components of leadership, but also experiential components and reflective components that help build a total package for how you lead in today's environment. One of the most exciting initiatives that I have the privilege of leading here is how we prepare our students before they travel on global immersions. So, in business schools, we send students around the world to study business and how things are done in other places, which is really important. But one of the things that we are particularly focused on here is how we prepare students for those immersions in terms of cultural competence. Right, so we work across the university to bring in the subject matter experts on things like history, things like a perspective of cultural exposure to the places that they're going before students go, so that they show up with a sense of empathy for what they're seeing, a sense of the story of these places before they get there. So we call them seminars for global citizenship, and any student who travels across the world in any of our modules takes those seminars before they go, and I think that's a pretty unique offering for Emory. So Goizueta is unique in that we have a traditional 2-year MBA program and an accelerated 1-year MBA program, and we're one of few business schools that have both. The way that I really think about how to differentiate between which one might be right for a prospective student, it really comes down to how much does that student need a summer internship in order to make the pivot to his or her next career move. The 1-year MBA program is a program that's 3 semesters long. It starts in the summer where the core curriculum is completed, and it goes immediately into the fall and spring semesters. And so there's no time for a summer internship to kind of gain a necessary skill set to switch careers or to go into a career where an internship might be a feeder. So for students who already have a business background, for students who are focused on things like entrepreneurship or coming from their own family business, it's a really great path to get from where you are to where you want to be. The 2-year MBA program is traditional in that it's a 4-semester program with a summer internship in the middle. And that is where many students come into the program with an eye on completely shifting or pivoting in their careers. And the internship ends up being a proof point for them to gain some experience, to prove that they can contribute, to also learn whether or not they are interested in one career path or another, and then use that in their second year before they go out for full time. I think there are some important ways that Goizueta stands out from other business schools. One of them is that we have the combination of intimacy and access that you don't see in a lot of top business schools, because a lot of good schools are also really big schools, right? So this is a place that is deliberately small. We have an intimate learning environment that we focus very heavily on, and we're a very high-touch environment. That means that, for example, every first-year student team has a leadership coaching fellow. Our career management center is integrated into the core experience with a professional development course. And so we're very deliberate about how we take our students through the programming. But that level of intimacy doesn't come with isolation, right? We're in a great city for networking and for connecting students with business opportunities. You don't have to trade off that intimacy for access. Being in a city of over 6 million, a city with 750 of the top of the Fortune 1000 companies having a presence here, that means that students have opportunities to have networking sessions on campus, coffee chats in the city, interviews in the city. because we're not in a small town where you might think that a small school would be. And so that combination of not having the trade-off intimacy for access is one way that we really stand out.